Welcome everyone to this week's Mod Showcase. This one's quite special because we just reached episode 20 of our show. Man, time really flies since we started this thing last year. Since then, the amount of growth of the modding community is just amazing. Currently, Baldur's Gate 3 now has upwards of 142 million downloads, just behind The Witcher 3, Fallout 3, Oblivion, Skyrim, etc. What's crazy is that most of these games was released years and years back. This only goes to show that the amount of passion people are having for modding the game is growing rapidly. Just a quick segue, if you guys want to support the channel in reaching our 3,000 subscriber goal, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. So for today, we will be celebrating our 20th episode by picking one special mod from the weekly series in order for us to make the list of the 20 mods that you need once you start modding Baldur's Gate 3. All of the mods in the weekly series are really good, so it'll be quite hard for me to just select one. But I'll do my best for you guys, so these are Baldur's Gate 3's weekly mods, episode 20. Enjoy! We're gonna start with an absolute must if you want to mod Baldur's Gate 3. Introducing native camera tweaks, this mod addresses that limited camera movement that you get from the vanilla version. It expands your ability to pan, zoom into different minute details of any assets that you want to zoom into. It also provides movement of camera during your exploration as well as your battle sequences. In addition, free range of pitch is also introduced in order for you to tilt the camera any way that you want, making this a perfect mod for those amazing screenshots. This also brings us to another essential mod to complement this amazing camera tweak, which is the Vemperen's Other Heads. This is generally the mod that I use whenever I am showcasing body, hair, or armor mods. It is always present in my load order. Have you ever noticed character models in the vanilla version all use the same assets, especially for the elf, half-elf, tiefling versions? The originals may look alright, but it gets pretty old after quite some time. Is the generic faces preventing you from creating your ideal fantasy character look? Well, this mod is perfect for that. The mod includes beautiful face assets ranging from elf, half-elf, humans, and tiefling. For the future updates, they also introduced the Gith and the Orc. Everyone just wants to look good, especially if you're role-playing as a fantasy character. Additional Enemies Extended mod will be our pick from the challenge mod list, and I'm really happy to tell you guys that this project is back and it's in continuous development. We don't actually get mods that provide more combat encounters and surprises, so having a mod like this is always great to have. Want to have that refreshing new challenges for you to play around and test your builds. The goal is to create, fix, and balance encounters in the game. What's really cool about this mod is that some other encounters try to ambush you into certain locations that you don't normally see. As I mentioned before, beware of the two big fiery boys. You're gonna need a really good team to take them down for sure. Now let's mix in the mod that is from the Unleashed series and is also included in our class mods list. Introducing the Warlock Unleashed mod. Do you feel the Warlock lacks the power? It feels like the class has unlimited potential. With the Warlock Unleashed mod, this will take your Patreon powers to the next level. The mod modifies level 1, 2, and 3 of the class, providing medium armor and shield proficiencies flat out at level 1. In addition to that, you also get another invocation around level 3, as well as increasing the total number of your spell slots from level 3, 7, and 9, which you don't normally get in the vanilla version. I mean, you can get like 6 spell slots around level 11, which is crazy. You can also include some standalone mods for additional benefits, like gaining the War Magic feat around level 4, removing any concentration requirement on your spells. I'm talking about if you want to hex your target, you don't need to keep that concentration, so blast away. If you're thinking about unleashing the power of your class, consider checking out the Unleashed series for sure. Are you tired of the same boring old weapon particle effects in the vanilla version? I mean, most of the legendaries and unique weapons just look like the regular, uncommon, and rare weapons, and you can't distinguish some other stuff there. To add more epicness to the look, we are introducing the All Effect Boost in One mod. This mod provides rare amulet and rings that gives that option to buff visual powers to any weapon that you have. It changes weapon effects depending on what element you imbue it with. Examples are like lightning makes lightning explosions, divine weapons provide some radiant explosions, necrotic provides necrotic explosion, as well as that added shadow effect. It doesn't only affect your melee weapons, by the way. Bows and spells also get the same effect. You can select from a wide array of powers that you want to imbue it with. What's really interesting about this mod is that you can either make it visible, invisible, just include the buff, or both. Want to improve your UI? I've got the 3 best ones in the list, which is the Better Cursor Text Panel, Better Inventory UI mod, and Better Tooltips mod. Starting with the Better Cursor mod, it provides damage, heal, and element type previews in your cursor text. Damage type icons will be clearly displayed, as well as every sort of damage modifiers, which also goes with the healing, will be factored in as well. It shows concentration replacement warnings that prompts whenever you're about to use a spell, overrides a current spell that uses your concentration, like the Bless, Spirit Guardian, Hex, etc. For the Better Inventory UI, it makes it easier to read your clutter inventories. It provides small distinguishable icons for you to use to help you not sell or discard those very important items. It also shows mini icons for your grenades, marking it with a really nice grenade symbol. Drinks and alchemy also has their unique symbols. Music items and vanity items, consumables and usable items like lockpicks, shovel, kits, soul coins, etc. includes distinct icons for each of this. A really nice touch. Combinable items also has their own icons, so you don't actually throw them away like I did. Now for the coolest among the 3 UI mods, which is the improved World Tooltip mod. This particular mod enhances the visual feedback and improves the ease of use when we use the show all items functionality. It basically combines 2 mods in one and adds visual icons to represent the type of items with variations of colors based on the type of items, which is really good. The color pops nicely so you won't miss that every single detail. Are you tired of that dagger and flails in the vanilla version, which is pretty weak, especially in the early game? Unfortunately, there are only a handful of really effective daggers, including flails, that you can use in the game generally. Well, this mod will fix that, which is the Ancient Weaponry mod. This introduces 25 new daggers and 8 new flails for you to find all over the world. What's really cool is that all of this are randomized, so you can get some really exciting surprises. These weapons range from the uncommon to the legendary, with built-in unique particle effects for your weapons, guaranteed to make you as fly as possible. Some cool details is that it focuses on providing the best passive and effects, so nothing game-breaking or over the top. Time to showcase the 2 dye mods that I personally use, which is the Draconic Dyes and Miraculous Dyes mod. Draconic Dyes introduces 11 new dyes for you to choose from based on the 10 Draconic bloodlines available in the game. The creator was leaning into more of a bold and vibrant colors in order to represent that dragon origin. Dyes consist of chromatic dragons like red, black, blue, white, and green, metallic dragons such as gold, bronze, silver, copper, and brass, as well as a custom blood-stained gold dragon variant. What I love about this mod is that it is compatible with most modded armors, so you can go crazy with your customization. While we're at it, just wanted to drop in Taking Extra Gear mod for that updated new armor sets that they have. Now for the most insane dye mod that I've ever encountered, which is the Miraculous Dyes and Tools. The sheer amount of dyes this mod can pump out is next to unlimited. It basically gives you this pledge of polychrome ring that grants that ability to generate randomized unique dyes every 1.5 seconds, provided that you are activating its passives, so you can select that color from your chromatism, which changes all of the same color palette across your armors. While you're at it, you can also select the potent chromatism that also generates unique dyes every 1.5 seconds, but the difference is that the variations are fixed into your whole gear. Once you select the proper dye combination that you like, you can turn off the passives and use the Polychromancer satchel to create a custom dye potion. Want to really go crazy in the color schemes? It also has the ability to handcraft specific colors using the dye modding tools. All dyes are limited use, as well as the pledge of polychrome abilities can also be learned, so you can just remove the ring after you learn the spell. For more in-depth detail on how to use the mod, just refer to the mod page in the link description. If you want to have an absolute blast dyeing armor, I really recommend checking out this mod. But while we're talking about an absolute blast, here's a mod that will make your combat just that. Introducing the Absolute Wrath, this mod introduces a whopping 1,500 plus affixes and hundreds of potential elites, adding up to more dynamic challenges for your enemy encounters. Affinities are enhancements to different enemies that may range from elemental buffs to arcane debuffs. If you're thinking of cheesing the affixes, all of the affixes will be revealed once the battle starts for that random chaos. So no, you can't cheese the mod. It also intuitively bases the affixes, as well as it uses smart affix identification to ensure that it is lore appropriate and thematic to that encounter. The mod also affects bosses and mini bosses to add more to that challenge. Man, I still remember having the Absolute Wrath mod active on my Honor mode playthrough. Having random affixes mixing with legendary actions for bosses is just insane. Want to have our companion chattering quips? That'll be very fitting for more immersion in your party. Want to learn more about your companions, especially what they are thinking about and their opinions in the world? More Reactive Companions mod will do just that. It introduces a huge number of quips and comments, which are only specific for some if you play them as your main character. Not only that, it also includes characters that you get along the way, which is Minthara, Jaheira, Mince, and Halsin, if you want to bring them along for the ride. Summon hirelings also get the corresponding lines in some situations to make them much more believable and alive. I'm pretty sure that you'd hear some lines that you haven't heard of before, especially if you haven't played the character yourself. Here are some line of dialogues from the mod.
The splendid city of Athkatla hums beyond the portal.
Athkatla, city of coin, capital of Arm. They say the streets are paved with gold.
The splendid city of Athkatla hums beyond the portal.
This leads to Athkatla. Perhaps I'll see it for myself someday.
Waterdeep, the crown of the north.
Waterdeep. The forces of the Absolute could threaten even the City of Splendors if they were to reach it.
Waterdeep, the crown of the north.
Now Waterdeep is worth visiting. So many people with deep pockets.
Now for the visual improvement mods, I really recommend the whole Vivid Landscape series. That includes the ground, water, waterfall, and road versions, so you can get that improved details for your environments. The mod comes with 2K and 4K versions, so you can select what's better suited for your machine. I highly advise getting ones that don't slow down your game, so I prefer the zero performance loss variations. Here is a quick showcase. Enjoy. Up next are two of the class mod that are super fun to play, which provides that unique and powerful playstyle. I've been covering class mods for a while now, and the two that takes the cake is the Succubus mod and the Blackguard mod. Starting with the Succubus mod, this brings new gaming dynamics by introducing active support playstyle, which is present for the two new subclasses. The Nightmare fights using its alluring charm as well as its sexiness as its main weapon. This is where we spend our resources in order for us to spread these desired values to our enemies. Once the desired values exceed the maximum HP of your target, they'll get that climax status so you can basically suck them dry to one-shot most of the enemies in the game. Some really cool stuff for the two subclasses are the 3 charm patterns, which basically changes the dynamics and how your spell works. As for the Spider Queen, it utilizes the same resource and mechanics like the Nightmare. She prefers building up the desired values using the Disaster Stamp. She also has her own 3 distinct charm patterns that also provides different effects depending on the situation. What's interesting is that the Spider Queen also has the ability to transform into the Spider Queen Matriarch when your discipline drops below 30. Now for the Blackguard, it is just aesthetically fun to play around, especially if you want to have that evil playthrough, roleplay as a Shadow Paladin, which is the edgier version of the Oathbreaker Paladin. And also get that sweet Necrotic Smite. This is a homebrew class that focuses more on shadow manipulation as well as darkness control. Get access to different modifiers of the Smite, such as silencing, venomous, chilling, caustic, and smites, among others. We also get 2 auras like the Aura of Terror that imposes disadvantage to a 3-meter radius, and the Aura of Desecration that deals continuous necrotic damage in the 8-meter area. The mod also gives you access to different unique spells like the Shadow Meld that's able to teleport you around from shadow to shadow, as well as the Wall of Gloom that is the shadow version of the Firewall spell. Next up is one of the most comprehensive race mod that I've ever found, and it doesn't only give you a new race to play around, it also comes with its various mechanics to identify to its specific sub-race. I'm talking about the Ghastly Ghouls. The mod comes with 4 playable sub-races, which is the Lich, Ghoul, Wight, and Mummy. The Lich has a unique phylactery system that enables you to conjure potions that starts off with just simple elemental resistance. As you level up, it will branch into full-blown spells that only consumes the resources, which is Profane Knowledge. Ghouls can consume the dead. Attack modifiers is also present for the Ghoul that deals some ailments such as poison, paralysis, etc. For the Wight, it uses the Mark of Death to increase its damage capabilities, as well as the unique ability to summon half-wights to fight for you. Finally, for the Mummy, has the ability to use Canopic Ritual that removes some organs that you have in order for you to gain some buffs and provide flexibility in battle. Now let's introduce some physics in the mix, which is the Piercing Improvement mod. I want to highlight this mod among the episode 18 showcase just because of the impressive work the mod author did. If you've seen worse versions of it before, you'll quickly notice the difference. The mod's object weight and movement is properly represented. It doesn't flail around like it's a ragdoll from any of the Elder Scrolls games. It's also not stiff, sort of like it's not tied to the ground. Having great physics really adds to that immersion. The mod also provides proper sway of movement for your beloved earpieces. So here's a quick showcase, have a look. Druids are one of my favorite classes in the game, but in Baldur's Gate 3, they are easily among the worst. Wild shape cost actions, most of the wild shapes are useless, etc. In order to fix that, I have found the Druid Wild Shape mod from our episode 7 showcase. The mod introduces new spells for all wild shapes, gives them a more specialized purpose. It also has custom mechanics and icons, and so much more. Some example is that the Badger is more of an ambusher, which uses its borrowed skill in order for you to borrow out and prone your enemies. The Wolf is now an aggressive support. It has new spells like the use of Feral Urge that grants extra attack to your allies, Interrupting Bark that causes 3 to 12 thunder damage, and a Silence debuff. Fighters are now long-range support that gains Venomous Discharge that poisons enemies. Those are just some examples that I mentioned, and there are a ton of other improvements that you can find with this amazing mod. Finally, our 20th mod of the list, which is the Hugs mod. Having been subjected as a test subject to be a space squid while encountering a lot of life and death situation, as well as trying to stop the approaching doom of the world, stress just builds up so much for our hero. So for today, All that tab needs is just a big old hug. The mod introduces the hug ability, which can be applied to most characters in the game. Hugging is not only limited to your party members, by the way, you can also hug NPCs to make all those worries disappear. See? Even Withers is joining in the hug fest. Look at that smile. I never knew Withers could smile that wide, so there you go.
So you see, that's where the trouble began. That smile. That damn smile.
Want to hug a raging demon? You totally can. The problem is that smaller and bigger characters tend to bug out or clip through your hugs, but it doesn't matter, it's a hug nonetheless. And that's it guys for the 20 mods that you need once you start modding Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you for supporting the mod creators and all of the amazing projects. Would love to know what you guys think about the mods, or are you guys using these mods already? If you have other mod recommendations, do comment it down below and also include your questions and clarifications. Shoutouts for all the people who subscribe and keep supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys for all of the amazing support. And for all the people who haven't subscribed yet, thank you for watching this video. And I hope I earn your subscriptions in the future. But if I earn it today, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. Finally, that's it for me. I hope to see you soon on the next Master Box Show. Peace out. Bye guys.